Welcome back, Gary Brown Forging On, and yes, I'm back after recovering from my back surgery. I'm still recovering. It's going to be several more months until it has to fuse bone. All that bone's got to grow over, and so but that's going to take months. And they said you won't even start seeing it barely growing until 3 months. But I'm doing better. I have no pain. I'm still going physical therapy. That's helped me wonders, and I'm back in the shop. So I've got a million things. The whole time I've been laid up, I think of something and I'll write it down on my, take my phone and I got a little list in there, and I got a huge list of things. But I've got some series I want to do, and the blacksmithing side. Right now I'm going to work a little bit on some shelving. I made this French Cleat style shelving. Where these come out. And oops, stay there. And you make your shelves however you want, and you can just lock them in, move them wherever you want. And I'm just storing my extra part that's for the backing up here for now. But hey, come back. What I did do is I went out and came out here to the shop the other day, and of course, I'm not supposed to lift over 25 pounds, and I'm not supposed to bend or twist much, but hey, I come out here and do a lot of stuff with those parameters. So I picked these up a while ago just for this job, but then I've been laid up, haven't been able to do them. There's some just some deck screws. On this one, I'd use some Phillips screws on there, and I hate Phillips screws. And these were just those cheap brass things, and they strip out no end. But this is the basic design of them. Now this one was 4 inches from here to here, and got how long I made this one. 12 inches long. And then this backing piece here is 4 inches. Then I've got all these cut. These were, I think, 5 inches, a 5-inch board, and then I cut a 45. So when I ripped the board at a 45, I ended up with basically 2.5-inch things. So to put, and part of them went on the wall, and then part of them going on the backs, and they just marry up. And then I cut these little triangle pieces for support, and I've glued it and screwed it all together. So I've got all these I cut up. I had probably a 3 foot by 4 foot sheet of this is 3/4 inch plywood, and set that out of my way. And I cut several 6-inch ones because I really kind of wanted some 6-inch ones coming off the wall. That's the 4-inch, if you can't even tell. And I'm gonna some of these, maybe the 4-inch ones, and all these were, like I said, I had a 4 foot by 3 foot 3/4 inch left. It was actually a 4 by 8 sheet. Started out with, but I was using it for different things. Mostly I cut these strips out of the 4 foot length, and I had about a 3 foot section left. And so along the 4 foot side, I set up my, right back there, my table saw, and I cut these 6 inches wide here. They're 6 inches wide, and I just cut 4 foot long strips of these 6 inches wide. And I got a whole stack of these. I made I think I cut 3 of them. After I cut maybe 3 strips of these 4 feet long, then I set my table saw to cut them at 12 inches. So they're 12 inches long, 6 inches deep, and a 3/4 inch plywood. So, and then the last part of them I cut 4 inches, and this is what I'm going to make is more of these. This is 6 inches here, and then it's a 4-inch piece, so it's only sticking up 3 1/4, you know, above this, because I got it backed up to it, just screwed in. And I put some wood glue. I used some Tight Bond wood glue on it, and put some screws. They'll show up. Turn the light on. There we go. Put some screws along the back, and then I took, and I had a bunch of 4-inch square pieces like this. And what I did is I wanted to split them, and I tried using my upright bandsaw, and it just flexes just a little bit too much. So I grabbed my trusty little speed square, and I just, you know, took it and, you know, made a notch that way, then made a line that way, and then I did use my stand-up bandsaw for that, and I cut that out in a little notch, and then I actually clamped this old piece of scrap onto the perpendicular, the 90-degree guide on my table saw back there. Why can't I talk today? Just because it's late at night. And so then I put this on here, goes like that, and fed that into my, and I lined this up so it fed it exactly at the point to point. And I just used this and ran it up there, and you can see how I cut to the bottom of that, but I didn't care, it's scrap. And I just took all these 4-inch pieces and I cut them off. And of course, I usually, as usual, I don't think that far ahead. And since I'm putting these on the back here, overlapping, put my screws in this way, this is no longer 4 inches. So I put that on there and it stuck up. So I went back with a bandsaw, and I'm not even measuring, I'm just hacking off a chunk of them. It's not that big a deal. These are just shelves. They're going to go up here, and then you won't even see them because they'll get filled up with junk. So I'll show you how I made one, and then, you know, I'm not going to show you how to make all the rest of them. I might make another one. What I wanted to do is make one to hold my wood turning tools, and so I'm probably going to drill a round hole and then run slots up to it. And I'll come back and show you that after I finish this up. But I'll just show you what I'm doing here and kind of explain as I'm going. I'm running out of table space. So, see, it got dirty real bad from sitting out. That's one reason I wanted to get it up, use it up. So this is going to go across the back of the shelf. So, since I'm gluing this, I'm only using a few screws. I'm just putting 3 across the back. And I'm just eyeballing, about 3/8 of an inch. And another one somewhere down here. I'm not even going through, I'm just getting them started. Okay. And these are the same way. They got a dark, nasty side, so I put that on the bottom. And this on like that. And so I'll just run me a little bead of glue. And I'm just letting this squish out. I'm not even worrying about smearing it. Line this up. Line it from end to end, but I'm also feeling along the back with my fingers, make sure that it's flush back here. And then I run a screw in, run the center one in. And pulled it up tight. Good. Check that I'm still flush in the back and that I'm still on camera. Screwing these in, sometimes you know how they'll pull this part away from the other piece. They'll basically screw it away from this piece. If it does that, just back it out, because now you've cut threads into both of them. And now it'll just run right in there and pull it up tight. And so I got one more. I pulled it up tight. Okay. So now I need a couple of my cut off pieces here. Put them up. And let's see. Yeah, it's not, I don't know if you can see that gap right in here or not. It's got a little rock to it. So I'll put the back one in first. I'll put this one in first, and then I'll screw this one up into it to draw it together so it'll close that gap up. So now I'm going to start these here, and the only thing I have to watch out for when doing this is, let me see if I can get that on camera right. Oops, like that. Is when you're, like, if you're doing down here, you don't want to run it too close to the edge. You want to get down here where you always have meat in the wood, like that and like that. So as long as I'm back here and back here anywhere, I'm good. I don't even need to do any more than that. Went too far. Okay. Same thing on this side. Same deal. I put that up here like that. I want it to come about so far down. Close enough for me. If you want to measure it, go for it. No real need to. Okay, so I got all those started. And I'll probably try to put those to where the, see, it's got a dark stain side, the cleaner side. I'll put the cleaner side toward the inside. Let me do this one at a time. And put some wood glue on this. Shifted on me. Blew out. It's not good. I guess I should have used clamps. Okay, that worked. And now I'm going to pull this in with my hand, draw that up. Pull that too. And I'll do the same thing on this side. that tight. It started to bulge out, but hopefully the wood glue will help hold it. And the shelf is done, other than I need a vacuum. Of course, you know, this is going, these are mounted against the wall like that, so it's going, have to go behind it like this. Of course, I got the shelf backwards like that. So basically, it's just, you can't see the groove. You can't see the groove on this, on the shelf side. You can't see the groove on this side. And on this one, I'm only putting 2 in. And I'm not putting 50 pounds of weight on these little shelves. And it's just going board to board. The only place that's short is right there. So anywhere, I don't have to get up near the edge and blow out or something. And I just come in a little ways. I put 2 in. And I'm not wood gluing them just in case I decide I want to do something different later. Kind of even. What I did is I cut these 10 inches long. So what you can see, they got a little bit of a gap on each side. And I just get it close. And I'm lining up this top edge. That's my guide on both sides. Probably can't see, and I can't do this for the camera. Whoops. I'm all cockeyed. Okay. Makes that one tight. You do it left-handed. Maybe that one. And I can back out a little. There we go. See, it's all flush. That's it. You got the notch there. And then you can just drop it in. You got shelves. So that was one of them. I won't make you sit there and watch me do all the rest of these. And I'll probably do them over time. I ain't gonna try to do them all tonight. I will try to do this one. I'll try to do that one where I drill the holes out. Hold on. And just like magic, I'm back. A friend of mine, he got him a wood lathe at a pawn shop or something cheap, and then I was going to try to do something. He said, "Oh, take this wood lathe and try it." And I keep reminding him because I've had it now for years and years and years, and I haven't turned it on yet. It's still sitting there, and he doesn't really want it back right now. He says, and he says maybe I can do some welding for him someday. But I think he bought these separate. I don't know anything about them. But I think I don't know how, I got to figure even how to sharpen them. But this is what I'm gonna make a holder to hold these all up here. So that they'll all fit across there. So what I need to do is drill holes so far back to where these will come down. Not sure how well they're going to hold. But need to space them apart. At least they look like they're 1.125 inches. So I'll space them apart 1.5 inches. And well, 1.5 inches between holes. That'll give me a little bit of space in between each handle. And these vary in sizes. This one is looks like maybe a little over 1/2 inch. It helps. It doesn't like lock them in, but it helps. All right. Well, I may adjust it again, but it'll work for that. I can put my lathe up here. What I'm going to do is mount it to a board that's got like a little down kicker, so the board will fit across here and be sitting up here, and have a little foot hanging down that I'll clamp in this. And then I can also use some of my hold fast on a different part of it, and that'll hold the lathe while I teach myself how to turn wood, because I've never done it before. So that'd be fun. Well, I appreciate you coming back and watching, and I hope you picked up some hints and some things about some French Cleat shelving. I picked up this from Wrangler Star and some other, I think Wrangler Star did them, I think April Wilkerson did them, and several people have done them. And I think I might paint like the faces of these and leave these unpainted so they'll stand out a little bit more. But I thought about just using a spray can and masking them, but I just think I just don't like that because it'll go everywhere, it'll get all over everything. So I need to pick up just a brush and some paint, and I'll just paint the face of these, and might look a little better. Maybe I'll paint some of these shelves to see what they look like. It is just for fun, but you know, I can now put stuff up on my shelves, and yeah, it fits right in there. So anyway, y'all have a blessed day.